Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're in the kitchen this evening, and hey, it's rainy outside, so we're not doing videos outside right now. Rainy and cold, can't do any of that. So we're in the kitchen, right? And we got Angie Griffith on the TV. It's gonna be a good evening. Angela Kay's in here in the kitchen. She's got a little meatloaf, a little pizza, kind of a crossover thing. We're gonna call it Meatzza. It's not her original idea. People have done Meatzza and these crosses over before, but this is her take on it. And I don't know how she's doing it. I grated the cheese for her. Other than that, she's going to show you how it's done, okay?
In this bowl, we have a pound of ground meat. I'm using, this is 100% grass-fed, so it is 85. 80-20 will be good. You want some fat, but you don't want a ton. You want to season it up really good. This is completely up to taste. I would say a few good pinches of salt, because it doesn't come from the cow seasoned. And you want a good bit of fresh ground pepper. I also, at this point, I use a little bit of garlic powder. And then I use about a teaspoon of dried oregano, and you crush it in your hand to make sure you release the oils. Now to this, you want to add, if you have some fresh parsley, you can add fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh, you can use dried, which is what I have right now. It's too cold outside to grow fresh. This is probably about a tablespoon, and once again, push it between your hands, let it release the oils.
It smells really good.
And to this, we are going to add 2 large eggs. Those are beautiful eggs from our chickens.
Very nice.
To this, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. If you do not have that, you can use regular breadcrumbs and just go a little heavier on the oregano. And 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to add that in. And the best way to mix this up is with your hands. And you just want to mix it until it is all come together in one big clump.
What's your kind of mixing style there? Are you massaging somebody's shoulders, or are you strangling somebody's neck?
More like massaging somebody's shoulder.
You sure?
This would be strangling somebody's neck.
This looks like somebody's brains out. You're trying to juice their head.
This is kind of, see, this is kind of
okay. Okay.
This is kind of massage.
So massaging somebody's shoulders.
Don't be crazy with it. Just a little bit.
Can you overmix that? Is it possible to overmix?
Yes, it is possible to overmix. Okay. You can, if you overmix, the meat tends to get a little tough, a little compressed. Not so good.
Now, if you were somebody who just didn't want to get your hands in there, what would you do different?
You could use a spoon. It will take longer.
It takes different to mix meat with a spoon.
It will take longer.
I gotcha.
Now, if you want to try this at this point and see if it's seasoned enough, you can pull off just a little patty, about like that, and you can put it on a paper towel or a plate and put it in the microwave for just about 30 seconds, and then you can taste it and see if it has enough seasoning. I'm not going to do that because I feel that it has enough.
You've done this before, you know it does.
I've done this quite a bit of times. I'm going to go wash my nasty hands. We need this is roughly a 9.5 inch pie plate. You can use a 9-inch pan. You can use anything that is 9-inch pretty much. I choose to use a glass pie plate. It tends to work better. And you just want to push it out to the edges. You want to be very generous pushing it out to the edges, because you want it nice and firm to the edges. Remember, this is like a meatloaf, although it tastes more like a meatball.
Yeah.
This part tastes more like a meatball.
That's pretty accurate.
And now that it's pushed all the way out, I'll show you how to make the topping. Okay, for the topping, we have a 16-ounce jar, which is a pint of home canned tomatoes. You can use store-bought. It won't be as good, but you can use store-bought. Just a regular size can. It's been so long since I bought one, I don't know what size.
Well, I thought it was like 14.5 ounces. It'll work, and that'll work.
It's been so long since I bought one, I
think they're 14.5 ounces.
And you want to drain it.
Yeah.
You want most of the liquid gone.
Yeah.
You want to give it a good seasoning of some salt. Don't be too generous because they do come seasoned. And about a tablespoon of oil. Olive oil, preferably. But you can use any oil, but I prefer extra virgin olive oil. And a good grind of black pepper. To this, we are going to add about a teaspoon of granulated garlic. You want it to be nice and garlicky, the topping.
Yeah.
And we are going to mimic a lot of the flavors in the Meatzza itself. You want to add about a teaspoon of oregano.
You could add more oregano if you wanted to.
Yes.
Oregano does not hurt this dish in the slightest.
No, not at all. And you want to mix this up really good. Okay, now we're going to just put our topping on top. You just want to dump it on top and push it around. Push it out as close to the edge as you can get. You don't have to push it all the way out to the edge. But you want it pretty close.
Essentially, you're just making a chunky sauce, right?
Yeah. You're making a nice chunky sauce.
You're not blending it up or anything. You can mash it. You probably could mash the tomatoes down a little bit from this.
If you want to.
If you wanted to. You just didn't.
I would rather have it chunky.
Yeah. The end product is just fine. Like, chunky. It's good.
And if you want to take a shortcut, you can use a jarred sauce. Or you can use a pizza sauce. But I would rather make my own.
We enjoy our homegrown tomatoes, so it's fun.
Yes. Now, we have about 6 ounces or so of shredded mozzarella cheese. And you want to just sprinkle that on top. Yes, you want to go ahead and sprinkle it on top now. Because by the time it bakes, it will be nice, the cheese will get nice and brown. And you really want that for this.
And you can use as much cheese as you want, obviously.
Yeah. Now you have your oven preheated to 425 degrees. And you pop this in the oven until your meat crust is completely done. This beauty is out of the oven. And it baked for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically until your meat is done.
Cook it till it's done.
Yes. It took about 30 minutes. Now we're going to slice this into wedges. And we'll show you what it looks like.
Now here's the Meatzza, and what we like to do is just serve it with some pasta. This is a cheesy orzo, kind of on the bed. I won't actually keep it to the side, but I'll wind up mixing them together a little bit. Now here it is, a beautiful bite of food. Nice piece of meat and some cheese, and fresh home canned tomatoes. What a beautiful bite of food. Really. Oregano, again, that's what I remember about this, was oregano really shines. It's perfect. You need a good amount of oregano in this. And Angela K balanced that spices perfectly. It's so good. Now, like I said, you've seen there, we'll serve this on kind of on a bed of pasta in some manner. Not necessarily like on it, but I will wind up mixing them together a little bit, like get a little meat, a little pasta. It works so beautifully. That's a cheesy orzo, a creamy Parmesan orzo that Angela made. You can put it on some spaghetti with olive oil called aglio olio. Is that what it's called? Aglio olio?
Yeah.
Pasta, oil, and some Parmesan cheese. Okay. But you could do anything like that you wanted to. You could even top it with some spinach, some fresh spinach if you'd like to. I bet that would be really nice as well. But as it is, that's a beautiful dish. Very tasty, very easy. It's gonna be a good lunch tomorrow at work too. So thank you all so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. It's Angela K. It's Art of Creation Homestead. We love you. God bless you and goodbye.